Why, yes, I would, Michelle Pfeiffer. What a league to be a part of. 8 teams share an identical 2-1 record. This past week featured the lowest average scoring differential thus far, and for the first time all year, a Vavala not named Corey won. We no longer have an undefeated team, and week 3 is the earliest that has ever happened to Fags. Let's do it! Do it now. Busted chops. JD handed Jaren his second straight loss of the season in a very crushing defeat. Although it was only by 1.86 points, Jaren still stood no mathematical chance. JD would stop at nothing to textually and verbally harass Jaren, and he even reached out to Jaren's wife when he realized Jaren was intentionally ignoring him. Absolute savagery. It is worth noting that Jaren started last year's championship season with an 0-4 record, so he shouldn't panic quite yet. Say Oz. Winkler outscored 9 other teams this week, just not the one he was playing. Marquise Brown and Cordero Patterson showed up and showed out for Oz last week, handing Winkler a tough loss and a swift reality check. Lock it up. Another tough loss was felt by Jarrett as he left the winning points on his bench against Jamari. I do not pity Jarrett this week, because that marks back-to-back weeks in which starting Lockett would have secured him a victory. When will he learn? What the fuck, man? Speaking of not learning lessons, we have Wheeler, who yet again started the least productive active quarterback on his roster. What is most mind-blowing is that he started the quarterback with half a rib cage. He left more than enough points on the bench, and Alex took full advantage of that. High flying. In what might be a first, Tim had the highest point total this week. He did, in fact, burrow his cock into Tad's starting roster and finds himself in the playoff picture. Despite losing by 34, Tad had that and more on his bench. Brady slapped his dick all around Will's fantasy lips this week. Our lowest point total was registered by Will, who watched Brady attempt the gritty in his victory.
Come to find out, I'm a natural touchdown dancer. Right? That's good. That's good.
Surprisingly, Brady scored the second most points despite his RB1 and RB2 playing for the same team. 70% of Corey's roster failed to amass 10 points, and that was the recipe Randall used to deliver Corey his first loss of the season. Well, that and semen, of course. Randall is officially shrieking. It's so wild how he shares the best record in the league but still isn't in the playoffs at this moment. That's just how good this league is, guys. Let's look ahead to the week that shares the same number as Andy Anderson does in Ex-Wives. Our previous 2 champions face off with losing records. One will go to 500, the other will find themselves in a major hole to climb out of, and it sure is not Jamari's belly button. Jamari and Wheeler look to see who can polish Bryce's cock the best as they look to automate a victory for their respective teams. Whose roster will be flashing codes after this matchup? Brady and Winkler compete to see whose random drug test will come back cleaner. If Brady starts 3 Saints again, I have reasonable suspicion to assume his test results will not fly. Cogs Bowl 2022 is here, folks, and Jarrett looks to avoid adding another cog to his bicep. Jarrett is the only winless team but could catapult towards a win streak with a defiant step on JD's hopes for victory. If not, well...
Oh no! We suck again!
Alex and Randall face off this week with a combined 5 primetime players between them. Additionally, they each have a player playing in London on Sunday morning. Who is going to stick their mashers in between the Queen's crumpets? Oh shit, no way. Oh, are you sure? Joe Biden said he talked to her yesterday, though. Alright, expect fireworks in this one, folks. At one point, I think Will said Corey's contact was one of the only ones he had in his phone. Will Corey's name be the only one tattooed on his fantasy lower back? A win here would be a rare back-to-back defeat for Corey, except like 3 years ago when he went 3-14. And in our matchup of the week, Tim and Oz both have a winning record through 3 weeks, something I thought I'd never say. This is both the closest and highest projected matchup of the week. Winner of this will be in the driver's seat of playoff seeding. This week's tribute goes out to Jarrett, who just wants to be a part of this winning world.